what do happy retirees do, Norm?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, Tina, because we have a list of things that happy retirees do. And I think we're a happy retiree couple, aren't we?
Absolutely, we are.
And we cracked out the tea mugs.
Look at these. Do you remember these, Norm? This is what our son bought you as one of your presents for your birthday.
Did.
So we've got London buses and...
Anyway, cheers.
Cheers.
And of course we've got shortbread cookies here.
Ooh,
Our favourite from Scotland, of course.
Oh, absolutely delicious.
So what do happy retirees do then, Teen? What's your first point, you think?
Well, one of the very first is we start the day with coffee.
We do.
And even...
Well, I'll butt in here. Tina gets tea in bed from a certain person. So her first drink of the day is tea.
Absolutely.
But our joint first drink of the day is coffee.
Yes. And basically, I prepare this at night and we wake up in the morning, we set the timer on the coffee machine and we wake up to the wonderful smell of coffee, fresh coffee floating through the apartment. It is wonderful.
So we literally do wake up and smell the coffee.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we?
But the thing about that is the sense of smell is one of a very strong sense, and it just sets you up in the day in a good mood.
It
and
does, yeah.
it means that we're not making coffee in the morning. It's made for us, and it's like a treat.
Yeah, it's perfect, isn't it, Norm?
It really is. So we bought this automatic coffee machine, and Tina sets it up at night. We go to bed, 6:30 in the morning, drip, drip, drip.
And
Fresh coffee.
It's absolutely wonderful, isn't it?
So I think that's a good starting point for a retiree's day is, smell of fresh brewed coffee, if you happen to like coffee.
Oh, that's true.
You could do it with tea as well if you wanted.
Absolutely. Yeah, you could get a tea maker, I guess, couldn't you?
You can indeed.
Yeah, that would be.
I think one of the most important things as a retiree or anybody at any stage of life is to stay curious and to keep up on trends. So, for instance, our apartment building has just this last few weeks put in an electric charging station for electric vehicles. They haven't been commissioned totally yet, but they've created a space in the underground parking garage, and there's room for 2 EVs to charge. And we're giving it a serious thought about whether we would like to go and buy an electric car. For many various reasons, the environment, cost, but we're doing a lot of research, aren't we, Tina?
Yeah, we are. It's actually very exciting, isn't it? We actually didn't think we would get charges in the building, so up until now it was not something we could consider, but this is just great.
It is, and the research is entertaining. So we've been looking at various YouTube videos. We have friends in the apartment building that we do their virtual happy hour with. They're looking to get one, so we're
Sort of
comparing notes.
Comparing notes, aren't we?
And we found out that there's a bunch of new electric vehicles being launched in 2022, and we're having fun learning all about electric vehicles, their strengths, their weaknesses, and
I think it's important, Norm, don't you, that you keep growing as people, to keep being aware of the things around you that are happening, that are new, and make it part of your life too.
So we do keep up on current affairs and just generally. We obviously do this YouTube channel, so there's a fair amount of planning that Tina and I do to come up with topics and learn new things like the video editing and all that good stuff. So stay curious to keep healthy is what we think happy retirees do.
So one of the things that we've been doing is we have been doing an annual net worth. So around once a year, we pick the same sort of month and we do a quick tally up, don't we, Norm? Of
We do too.
kind of everything we've got, all the RSPs, all the TFSAs, all the savings accounts, all our assets. And what it does is gives you that great sort of feeling to know that financially you're going to be okay. And it's a great feeling. And I think that gives you...
We started doing this because when Tina took the official retirement, we were doing lots of cruises and lots of trips away, going to Portugal, going to the UK, going to Europe, doing river cruises, sea cruises. And after about a year or so, we thought, is this sustainable? We did have a budget, didn't we?
We wondered whether we were spending it all and going to be running out of money.
So I, being the nervous Nelly, decided let's do a net worth statement. So we did that. It gave us a snapshot. It was reassuring.
It was.
And then we decided we're going to do this every year just to keep on top of it. We don't want any bad news to creep up on us financial-wise.
No.
And it has made us happy. We've actually seen our net worth grow as we're spending it. So
Yeah, it's kind of good, isn't it? Because now we're getting all these different new pensions coming in and it's kind of topping up what
Yeah.
we've been spending. And it's a wonderful position to be in, isn't it?
So happy
Yeah.
retirees
Yeah.
know what their financial
Yeah.
position is in life, are confident by it,
Yeah.
and do a net worth statement just to reassure themselves. So yeah, we think happy retirees should be on top of your finances.
Okay, I'm going to have a bit of cookie first.
So we've just been sneaking a bit of cookie in between our takes.
And they're one of my favourite, well,
They-
both our favourites. Eh?
They are delicious. Another thing that we think is pretty critical is in retirement, obviously you think your money might not last to the end of retirement, but as we addressed that with doing the statement of worth, don't forget to treat yourself. We think that's important, don't we, Tina?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
you have the money.
Yeah.
Your expenses are going down generally as you get into retirement. So if you have something that's a favourite or a treat or something you've always wanted, maybe a watch or
Yeah, some sort of
you have a
jewellery or-
favourite restaurant that you like to go to, treat yourself every now and then because you deserve it. You've earned it, haven't you, Tina?
Absolutely. And the same is too if it might be a new car or planning to go on a trip that you've always wanted to go on. Now's the time to do it because you have the money and
You do indeed.
enjoy it. Put yourselves first.
Yeah, no, it's a really good way of keeping happy.
Yes.
You don't want to be denying yourself in retirement. So it's another positive thought that adds to positive behaviour. Well, I'm going to have some tea.
Okay.
Off you go.
Another really good thing that we have actually bought for both of us is we have bought smart watches. And one of the great things about this is that not only does it tell the time, but it is making exercise fun. We can track how many steps we're going.
And Tina cheats because she
No.
moves her arm
No.
faster than everybody else.
I walk around the apartment like making the bed going round and round. I think that does it, no. So we can monitor our steps, but not only that, we can take our blood pressure on it and we can measure how much oxygen is going on. And you know what? It's added that extra thing that we try to go for at least about an hour's walk a day, don't we?
It has made exercising
Yeah.
more fun because
It has.
we set our steps at 8,000 rather than 10,000 steps. And when we achieve that, the watch
yeah.
flashes with a little gold cup and some fireworks.
Which is great. But it's a really neat thing to have, and it's making exercising enjoyable, isn't it?
And depending on what your budget is and
Yeah.
your finances, we decided not to go with Apple Watches. These are inexpensive watches from Amazon that we got.
Yeah.
They really are very affordable, and they give us those features. We wanted blood pressure just to give us a rough idea. We know it's not 100% accurate.
No, but it's kind of a bit
But
close.
but as we monitor it, it gives us a trend over time. So
Yeah.
basically, we're loving these things, and it gets us to go out for walks,
It
so
does.
that I can beat Tina on her 8,000, which I never do.
And one of the best things is we actually only have to charge them about once a week.
And,
so it's
and that's
great.
why we didn't get the Apple
Yeah,
Watches,
'cause
because
we-
they need
yeah,
charging every day.
And we thought that might be a bit of a pain, didn't
Yeah.
we? So just charging this once a week is great. So we would highly recommend you.
And this one has a conventional watch face that you can put onto it, which I prefer rather than seeing a digital thing.
Yeah, but you can actually change the face,
Yeah,
can't you? You
yeah.
can put different ones.
I
You
have,
can
I have
actually.
Tina's picture on my watch as
Yeah.
part of the watch face.
You can actually put photographs on it too, can't
can.
you? And really neat. So we encourage you to do that to keep healthy, because that's really important.
And we think happy
Yeah.
retirees are healthy retirees.
Absolutely, they are. Oh, I'm sneaking another one, Norm, because these are absolutely delicious.
So I think happy retirees also have a bit of a purpose as well. And one of the things we thought that you might consider is to digitize old photographs. When I had to clear out my parents' house, I did come away with a lot of old family photographs. And we're looking to digitize those over time so that they can be a record that our children and grandchildren can have access to and see who their relatives were, even though they've maybe never met them. And these go back to wartime with old black and white photographs. And we think that's a worthwhile project. If you don't have the photographs, then of course there's family trees, and
Yeah.
we've been doing that, and our daughter has done a lot of work on the family trees as well, sort of took over from me. So find that project that really talks to you. And we think that everybody has old photographs, and in this digital age with a smartphone, it's so easy to copy them, put little notes into the metadata of who these people are and the dates and where they were. But find yourself a project that you can work at over time. You don't have to do it all at once.
No.
It could be something that takes many years of your
Yeah.
retirement.
Yeah. Because not everybody has a hobby, do they, Norm?
No, they
Not
don't.
everybody wants to go golfing and fishing and that. So that's a great one that a lot of people could do.
It really is.
Yeah.
So just throwing ideas out so that everybody can be happy retirees.
Important to keep you happy is socializing. Don't forget to socialize. We are fortunate that we've been able to see some family, and we also do other things. Like during the pandemic, we've been doing virtual happy hours, which are great. Other than the fact you're not in the same room with people, we just pour ourselves a drink and we chat away just as if we were there in person.
We
and
do
we have
indeed.
many laughs, don't we, Norm?
Yeah, talk about electric vehicles.
We do. and
Amongst
we
other things.
talk about
And
the weather
politics.
and everything, don't we? It is so important to meet people and to try and find some way of bringing laughter
And that was
into
one of the
your
reasons we
lives.
came into the
Yeah.
apartment building,
was.
because we can just walk out the door, go to the elevator, and there'll be somebody else comes in. And
Yeah.
so you have that sort of 10-second elevator talk, and it's just enough to lift your spirits.
Yeah.
We didn't want to be remote. We lived in a country home, and there was no sidewalks, there was no passers-by, everybody were in cars. And we didn't want to be socially isolated. And
No.
the apartments work great for us. So we
It's-
see
yeah.
people every day.
It's a huge plus, isn't it?
It
Yeah,
really is. And it
really
makes
is.
us happy. And
Yeah.
it makes us not lonely. And it puts us in a frame of mind that we're grateful for what we have and for the access to other people, even if it's just, hello, how are you?
And popping down to the mailbox or going down to the car or anything. There's
Now, other
always
people
somebody-
take it a stage further from us. So some people will go to a McDonald's in the around 10 o'clock for a coffee, and there can be a group of people there,
Yeah.
and so they'll socialize over coffee or at another cafe.
Yeah, that's something that is very good to do, isn't it? You could
It
get
is.
people who don't necessarily live together in the same building, but great way of just chatting and shooting the breeze.
It is. So once again, we think happy retirees are retirees that socialize
Yes.
and have that social interaction, which is important for your own health, mental health.
Absolutely.
So that was our take on what makes retirees happy, and we hope that you're all happy.
And we hope you've enjoyed listening to us and that everybody is staying safe.
And keeping well.
Until the next time.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.